information tonight on the Tijuana River sewage crisis. City leaders unanimously approving a resolution to urge the federal government to declare a national emergency over that issue.
So their hope is to get more money and resources to stop that cross-border contamination. Our Tony Shin joins us live from downtown with more on that. Tony.
Yeah, Andrew and Maria, city leaders say what is happening in the South Bay is a major infrastructure problem. And the only way to solve that problem is for the federal government to get involved and take action. For people who live or work in or around the Tijuana River Valley, there are good days and bad days when it comes to the sewer stench.
The smell is unbearable.
Matt Patia owns Southwest Feed. He says he and his employees are worried about the potential long-term health problems that may arise from breathing in this air, because at times scientists have detected high levels of toxic gases.
Who knows how harmful it really is, and who wants to go to work feeling every day like they might get sick?
It is a deep concern. Moreno represents the area that includes the Tijuana River Valley, which has been grappling for decades with the sewage coming from our neighbors to the south. She and other local leaders are formally calling on the federal government to step in and declare a national emergency.
What we are facing in the Tijuana River Valley is one of the biggest environmental battles faced not just by this region, but by our entire country.
So we're back. We were here a few months ago, and obviously you can see that I was coughing, and the smell is very horrific and very bad here. Just wanted to keep you guys updated what's going on. As you can see in the intro, as you heard, should we declare it a national crisis? It looks like they haven't done nothing. The smell is so bad. I was just coughing it up right now, man. But I just wanted to keep you guys updated and what's going on here. So anyways, we are going to be doing some investigation throughout the South Bay area here in Nestor, into Imperial Beach and the Tijuana River area neighborhood community. We're going to see where it's going, and we are going to visit I believe it's the South Bay International Treatment Plant Wastewater Center, something to that nature. But let me show you. We were here a few months ago, stumbled across this area by accident doing a neighborhood vlog video. But like I said, it's going to be especially on the Tijuana River, the crisis here in the South Bay area. Now let's check it out. And there it is there. See all that white stuff right there? Let me go in a little closer. All that white stuff there. Going into the river right there, and obviously that goes into the Imperial Beach Ocean where you guys swim. So it's very nasty. Damn. We are gonna be doing some hiking. Like I said, I did bring some long pants. I did bring a backpack with water. I got my boots. I got my protein bars in case, we get lost. Like I said, we are gonna be doing some hiking. I don't even know how this video is gonna be, if it's gonna be a documentary, if it's gonna be 2 videos, but we're gonna see. You guys are gonna see what we're gonna be investigating. So I don't know who we're gonna run into. It's gonna be a story untold. You do not want to miss this video. So let's go ahead and start this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I got my long pants on. I got my boots on in case we gotta walk into the terrain. I'm gonna be doing some hiking. I brought a backpack with water. Got a couple of protein bars in case we get lost out there. And we don't know what we're gonna come across on. Just check it out. Horses, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So we don't know who we're gonna stumble across on or what we're gonna see. So I got a mask to protect, my mouth and the breathing. I got my backpack filled with the stuff I need, a knife and stuff like that for, an emergency. So anyways, let's go ahead and crack out this video. First thing we're gonna go ahead, a bunch of flags. We're gonna go ahead and visit the International South Bay Treatment wastewater plant, something to that nature. Let's go. So I got this map because it smells really bad. There's a lot of horses in the area. So we can't get to the Tijuana River from this point. No trespassing, so definitely trespass anything. So we're gonna go ahead and take a little tour. So there's the Tijuana River Valley Regional Park. So let's go ahead and take a look. I know we're probably far from where we need to be, but let's just see what's here. And there's a lot of flies in the area too. And I wanted to do this video right now because in the summertime it's very hot, a lot of snakes, and like I said, I was gonna be covering this by myself, so I don't know what I am gonna encounter. People, animals, insects. Like I said, I brought some boots, long sleeve pants. I did the mistake to not bring a long sleeve shirt, but I'm just gonna really watch the plants. I know what I'm looking for when it comes to like poison oak, poison ivy and stuff to that nature. It's definitely not gonna touch any plants. And I believe that's where we're gonna go, to the South Bay International Treatment Waste Management Center. So there's nothing on this side. So we're gonna get out and we're gonna go see where we can find the problem. So this actually is the Tijuana River Valley Regional Park Community Garden. But this is pretty much the neighborhood. How people live right here. It's pretty much mostly farm and a lot of horses. I just wanted you guys to see like pretty much how people live over here. And it's just not just saying, oh, you know, the Tijuana River community, but it's actually seeing what it looks like. And I wanted to stop here because this is the area where it floods because there's no, you know, roads and stuff to that nature. So when the river floods, it actually comes up to the roads over here. It floods it very badly. It's to the point where they block it off because it's so contaminated, it's so polluted. They have to block the stuff off. Can you imagine the animals, the pets, the dogs that consume the water? So this is the stuff that they don't show you or tell you in the news, really. What really goes on these roads when it rains. It gets very, very bad right here. Very contaminated. You cannot be in the water. And here we came onto another section right here. Check it out. You see that right there? That's the Tijuana River right there, contaminated as you can see. And here's a sign right here saying that a mosquito alert right there. If you get bit, you could catch Nile virus, and it still smells really bad. So thank God I got this mask or this cover on my face. But yeah, all that right there is going into the ocean. But anyways, let's continue. So far so good. So far we found that where it leads into and where it's coming from, or you can say how far it's going. And there goes some beautiful horses right there. So we are making our way to the South Bay International Treatment Wastewater Center. And one way to get to that area is actually going into Nestor, down Hollister and Saturn, I believe, or something to that nature. And you could get to that area back this way. And it also goes to the 5, the north and south. So it's pretty much like a back road. To me, it's new territory. Like I said, I've never really been in this area where there's horses and stuff to that nature. I live more towards the west. But I'm doing this video for the love of my fellow South Bay residents, the community. And we shouldn't have to suffer anymore, you know? That is nasty. That sewage. I found another area, but I'm gonna get back to it and show you how it pretty much floods up the area, the neighborhood. So it smells really bad in the area. South Bay Water Reclamation Plant, City of San Diego. So let's go inside. Hopefully I don't get kicked off, man. Security. I'm doing it for you guys, you know what I mean? So actually let's go on the other side, and I'm gonna get out and actually show you guys, so you guys get a better view of this facility. And that's Mexico right there, you see that? And this is what it looks like on this side. So you see Mexico right there, that's pretty much the border. That's the side of the plant. I don't know, I've never been here, so I have no idea how this is gonna turn out, or who's gonna stop me or harass me, or you know what I'm saying, what we're gonna encounter. But this is part of investigating what's going on, you know, knowing the truth. But we're gonna go ahead and get out. I'm gonna make this real quick. So it's actually nice out here, and I knew I should have wore a damn long sleeve shirt when I was reading that sign. It's like, if you get bit by the mosquito, you about to get West Nile virus. And actually one flew in my mouth, so I hope I don't get sick. But luckily none bit me, so hopefully that helps out. Hopefully I swallow it and poop it out, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to get sick, but it is what it is. For the love of you guys, we need to seek the truth on what's really going on. But there's Mexico right there. So it doesn't smell that bad right here, but I still brought it just in case. so glad we waited. In the summertime, we would have been dying. You know what I mean? So there's really nothing that really catches the eye. Just really wanted to show you where this plant was. But it looks well, it is a Saturday, so I don't know, you know, if they're closed down or whatever. Anyway, let's keep going, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep trying to dig, see what else we can find. So I'm gonna take you back to where there was another area where there was the river, and I want to show you how it comes up and gets into the neighborhood. So we got a warning: no trespassing, restricted area, keep out. It's pretty much Homeland Security, USA Customs and Border Protection. So we're not gonna go ahead and go over there because I'm not trying to get sweated. Just wanted you guys to see on this side. So that's over there. That's Mexico. On that side, so you get an idea of how close it is to San Diego, to the United States of America. See right there. And those cars right there, that's all TJ. Mexican cars, Mexican people. So yeah, we're like, they're pretty much our friendly neighbor. So we kind of got lost. I took the wrong route, but we'll see what's over here. So anyways, that's the other part of Mexico. That mountain right there. So for me, for you guys, probably is new territory. I'm sure you guys haven't seen this part. I know for sure I haven't. Yep, that's another part of the Tijuana River. And there it is right there. We'll take a look. I'm kind of glad we came and got lost in this area, but I definitely got my cover on because this stuff really smells really bad. And that's it right there. Oh my God. See that stuff right there? It's getting, if you touch that stuff, you're pretty much gonna get sick. All this stuff is leading right to the river. It's not a pretty scene to see. Can you imagine like your kids playing in that? Your loved ones? Look at that. Yeah, man. And weren't we just over there at that plant over there, and we're like on the other side, and we got this going on? Man, that is crazy. And can you imagine when it rains? All this gets flooded. It's crazy, man. So we did more digging. I found another area where it's pretty much the contaminated pollution stuff is coming from into the river. Check it out. All that stuff right here. See all that? And there's Mexico over there on that side. See that? That wall right there? That's Mexico. Tell me what it's doing over here. And cars are coming right here, and thank God I got this mask on, because if that stuff gets in my mouth, I'm gonna for sure get sick. So I'm so glad I brought this cover, this mask, whatever you want to call it. But like I said, you know what I'm saying? Share this video with your politicians. Share it to the people that matter for the future generations to come. If they matter to you, share this video. Stay out the river. And yeah, like I said, this is really crazy. It's stuff that no one's really covering. And this is part of the investigation, you know. This is what we're doing. This is what we're about to do. Expose, you know. And this shouldn't be like this. This shouldn't be going into the neighborhoods like this. This should be treated properly, you know. Money should be spent on the infrastructure a better way than this stuff just going into the river like that. Can you imagine just dogs, cats, animals, people, even people, you know what I mean, that are coming from that side, you know, that are getting exposed to this? I mean, this is very bad for, you know what I'm saying, for humanity. You know what I mean? So yeah, they could get really sick, and it looks like there's a lot of trash over there, but it doesn't look like no one was living there. You can't live over here. That's how bad it is right here. But anyways, we're gonna keep digging and see where this road leads us to. Man, I'm so glad I brought this cover. You guys didn't think I'll be doing this type of coverage, huh? But we are. We're gonna be doing a lot of investigation throughout San Diego County, probably going even to LA. You know, I got 2 videos that hit. One hit 1 million, the other one hit about, it's almost at 2 million. So I definitely had to come back. And they left in the comments that LA, there's part of LA, a corporation or some type of, you know, company like that, are also polluting the area, the river. There's chemicals that are going into the river as well. So we're probably gonna go ahead and cover that. We're gonna have to dig into that and you know, figure it out. Where it's at, where's the location, all that stuff. So yeah, definitely gonna have to research all that. So yeah, I don't even know where this road leads to or where it goes. We'll just follow it through. Crazy, man. I never been over here. I didn't even know this existed. That's pretty much United States / Mexico. The Mexican-American mountain right there. Crazy, huh? We're so close to each other. And I always wondered for many, many years when I used to work down in the South Bay area, like, what is that nasty smell? It smells like ass, you know what I'm saying? It smells like a big fart every time you pass the 5 South Freeway from, what is it, right there at Coronado to like Imperial Beach, Palomar. That section right there, ooh, that smells like every time. It does not let you down. Man, it's very terrain, very picture out here. Definitely, if you get a flat or your car breaks down over here, I don't know how you're gonna do it. AAA, sometimes they can't really find areas over here that are like you gotta drop a pin. But by the time they reach you, hours went by. That's why, thank God, I have an extra tire. I got the tools I need to change a flat, you know what I mean, and jumping cables and stuff like that. I have everything to get me out of here like quick. I don't know what that is over there. That must probably be Homeland Security, I'm thinking. And that's the end to that. I don't even know. See, there's Mexico up there. And that must be federal felony, punishable up to 20 years. Definitely a restricted area. Oh, here, look, check this out. See, here's a sign saying trail closed due to flooding. Water may be contaminated. Avoid contact. See, ladies and gentlemen, I was in line. See that right there? I told you it was in line. That's why I had to do this video. Can't even, all that right there, if you go there, that's contaminated. You got all these mosquitoes. I did not wear a long sleeve, so I didn't get big hit, so I got to get out of here. I just had to show this real quick. So on this side is the Borderfield State Park, and it's closed. No public access, no pedestrians, no horses, no bikes, no vehicles. Violators will be cited. And look at that. Wet and dry season flow events may cause temporary pollution in this area. Avoid contact with standing water or mud on trails and roads within the park. See it right there? What's that? What's that? Skull and bones right there. That means pretty much it's can kill you. Can really get you sick. And look, I was in line earlier. Read that right there. This road and trails in Borderfield State Park may be flooded with sewage, contaminated water, and mud. The wet and muddy areas are closed. Stay on established trails. Do not walk off trail or enter closed areas. See map on QR code below for current road and trail information. It tells you in Spanish too. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I told you I was in line. Yeah, this is real bad right here. Can't even go in the park. No dogs either, nothing. Like I said, this stuff is going into the ocean, into IB for you local Imperial Beach residents. This is going in your ocean. It travels. So anyways, if this matters, share it to your politicians, to people that matter. If you want to save your children for the future generations, share this video. Stay out the water. So here's another section of the Tijuana River. And pretty much what I mean when it floods, all this polluted water, contaminated water, it rises up. The same thing for the people that are familiar with Mission Valley area, how it floods every time it rains. The same thing over here. But at least in Mission Valley area, it's clean, natural river water. This is not natural. This is polluted, contaminated water. It rises up. It goes into the roads, the streets. It goes into the neighborhood, to the community. And these poor people have to suffer. It gets flooded. Their animals, their pets, people themselves, horses get sick and nauseated. And who knows what else illnesses they get. It's bad here. That's not a pretty picture right there. You see that? They make it seem like it's a pretty picture. It's not like that. It's dirty, contaminated, polluted. So I think we just left Nestor, the community of Nestor, going to Imperial Beach. Or we could already be in Imperial Beach, but for sure we are into the territory of Imperial Beach neighborhood. So trying to figure out how far this river goes. Naval Airline landing field, Imperial Beach, California. So a lot of the part was restricted due to the naval military or personnel facility. So we are going to do some hiking, and it's very beautiful out here. Actually, as you can see over there, that's Imperial Beach, the apartment complexes, and etc., etc. So yeah, it's a beautiful day. Man, we got a lot of coverage. Crazy. I never would have ever known that is that bad, you know? It's kind of hard to get more of that coverage because you got this naval military property right here restricted. So I've never been over here, my first time, so we're gonna see what it do. Man, we walked a minute. Area beyond this sign closed, all public entry prohibited. But we're gonna go ahead and sneak in. That's why I brought these long pants. As you can see, there is wildlife. At this point, it's too difficult to even enter. See all those bushes and terrain. But over there, let me do a close-up. Actually, I'm gonna go on this log right here so you can see where the Tijuana River goes into the ocean. You see that over there? That's pretty much, that's the river. Remember what we were looking at before? River, terrain, into the ocean. Right there. So actually, just gonna go down this route right here. We're probably gonna see everything right now. So you can see Imperial Beach. The houses right there. Or beachfront properties, you could say. And there it is, here it is. This was definitely worth the walk. So I'm gonna try to get you as close as I can so you can actually see how it's going into the ocean. It's beautiful out here though. Never been here before. And look at that rabbit. Man, that's crazy. All my life living here in San Diego and never knew about this. Look at that. You see it? Right there. That's where it's going into the river right there, slash terrain, slash ocean right there. This is what they don't want you to see. And this is what we gotta contact our politicians. That's not cool, you know what I'm saying, going into our ocean. And I believe we got here. Oh my God, it's crazy. I'm so glad we did take that little hike. Definitely worth it. And look, check this out. I got a surprise for you guys. Look. See that? This is the river. You see what a mountain over there? That stuff is leaking from that way into the ocean. As you can see, there is a little of the contamination right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. That white stuff floating. Yeah, man. So all this stuff right here is pretty much what's going into the ocean. You see that? So yeah, man, and there's Mexico right there. It's kind of cloudy, but that's Mexico right there. A little foggy, cloudy. Where normally on a sunny day, you can see Mexico right there straight up. So we are gonna have to come back and do another video and walking all that beachfront right there if we can, and try to get it as close as we can to the Mexican side right there, and then see, you know, where it's going into. But definitely can see it right here in the water. See right here. But anyways, we are going to be doing a part 2, doing some further investigation. Like I said, we're going to be going on Imperial Beach, going on that sand, that beach sand, and going more towards Mexico and to investigate more. So if you're not part of the RC Entertainment family, please subscribe, comment, and share. If you have any input on what's going on and the Tijuana River crisis leaking into Imperial Beach, go ahead and leave it on the comments. Your voice does matter. You know, we got to reach somebody that can help us. You know, politicians, go ahead and reach out to them, see what we can do. You know, if you can't do it for yourselves, do it for the future generations, you know, your children, grandchildren. You know, we got to start somewhere. I know this has been happening for decades and years, but where is our tax dollars going to? Definitely not to us. But anyways, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.